Hi guys, Miss Cardamone here. I teach art over at Holmes Junior High, but today I'm going to be showing you some kind of tips for using the technology that you're going to need if you're doing online learning. So that includes getting started with your Google account on your Chromebook. It includes PowerSchool, Schoology, and then a little bit about your Google Drive. So let's get into it. On your Chromebook, it is a good idea to only use your school Google account. If you're using other Google accounts on your Chromebook, that might get a little bit confusing just because you'll be trying to check your school email and you're in the wrong email, or maybe you're trying to log into Schoology, but Schoology isn't connected to your personal account. So using that school Google account is the best idea. There is a formula for creating your email address that the district has used, so everyone's looks kind of the same. The one on the screen right now is what mine would look like if I was a student, so please don't use mine, but it'll show you what yours should kind of look like in terms of format. So your high school graduation year is the beginning of it. So for you guys, if you're in 7th grade, it's 26. Then it's the first 3 letters of your first name, the first 3 letters of your last name, and then the rest is the same for all of you. That's at student.cfschools.org. So that is how you're going to log in every time you start up your Chromebook. Your passwords have all been reset to this highlighted password. It's Cedar Falls with a capital C and a capital F, and then that $ instead of the S, because we ballin'. So make sure that you are not putting a normal letter S there. You must type that password in exactly like it looks on the screen right now. And then once you do that, you will be prompted to create a new Google password. Make it something that you're gonna remember because you're gonna need to use it every day. Some of you may have already set a new password if you attended Boost, or if you used the information in that packet that you got when you picked up your Chromebook. But if you haven't, now would be the time to do that. Bookmarks. Some of you have probably used bookmarks in Google Chrome in elementary school, but I can tell you for sure in junior high that you're going to want to have some pages bookmarked. To create a bookmark, you're going to use the little star button on the top of your Google Chrome window, which I'll show you in just a second. But I would suggest starting by bookmarking your email inbox. You're probably going to be communicating with your teachers a lot over email, so bookmarking that page is a great idea. Again, there's a little star button at the top of your Google Chrome window. Just clicking that will put an icon on your bookmarks bar. Now we're going to talk a little bit about PowerSchool. This is new to you. This is not something that you would have used in elementary school. PowerSchool is a system that you're going to log into, and that's going to allow you to check your grades, view any missing assignments, although you won't have any missing assignments, will you? You'll also be able to see your attendance record and check for fees like your lunch account or fees for participating in extracurricular activities, that kind of stuff. So to get to PowerSchool, you are going to, move this for you. You are going to start at either cfschools.org/schools/homes or cfschools.org/schools/Pete, depending on where you go to school. You do need to put the 3 W's at the front or it might not work. Once you get to your school's webpage, under the student tab, there is a link to PowerSchool login. When you click on that link, you're going to get to a page that looks like this, and when you see this screen, it's really important that you use the little star icon here and add it to your bookmark toolbar. You're going to be logging into PowerSchool a whole lot, and so this will be really helpful. When we set up your PowerSchool account, this is something that if you did not come to Boost, you might not have done yet, so we'll do that right now. Your username is the same as the beginning of your school email address. So again, your graduation year, the first 3 letters of your first name, and the first 3 letters of your last name. However, on PowerSchool, you do not need to put in the @student.cfschools.org part, okay? Then your password, unless you have already reset it, your temporary password is 12345. When you enter that into PowerSchool, you are going to be prompted to create a new password. And PowerSchool asks a lot of you when you create a new password. It has to include everything that I have up on the screen here. So it has to be at least 8 characters long. A character is a letter, number, or special character. It has to have at least 1 uppercase and 1 lowercase letter. It has to have at least 1 number and at least 1 special character. Special characters are when you press down on shift and a number to get like the exclamation mark, the @ sign, the hashtag, all that good stuff. So if I were you, I would pause the video right now, come up with a password that meets all those requirements that you would remember, and then write it down. Make sure you write it down, okay? So let's do that now, and then we'll move on. Once you have actually created your password and logged into PowerSchool, you should have a main page that looks like this. The main page takes you right to the grades and attendance section of your PowerSchool. This is obviously not your schedule, this is just an example, but you should see your classes right on this main page with your teachers and all that good stuff. Along the left side of your PowerSchool main page is where you're going to be able to see like your navigation, all the other things that you might want to use PowerSchool for. So to check your missing assignments, your attendance history, your balance, again, that's those fees and things. You can kind of click through there and see what you've got going on. There might not be too much here at the beginning of the year, but that's how you're going to navigate through PowerSchool. Let's look a little bit more closely at how you're going to check your grades on PowerSchool. That's something that we all want to know, right? So at that grades and attendance tab, you'll see that next to your classes, you'll have a spot for your grade to show up. Now, letter grades are not always posted. They're only posted when it's an actual grade reporting period, and your teacher will communicate with you about that. When you don't have an actual letter grade here, you're going to see this symbol. It's a little I with some brackets around it. That means information. So if you click on either your letter grade or that symbol next to that class, it's going to take you to more information about your grade in that class. So let's say we went ahead and clicked on that letter grade. That would take you to a page that looks like this. It's a view of an individual course. So this one, for example, is just for this student's US History 2 course. It shows what assignments you have. You can see there's an assignment list here. It shows you what's turned in, which is these check marks that are green, and then it shows you what's missing. So this assignment, this Cold War project, is missing. It has a little red circle with an exclamation mark in it. Now, if you want to see grades for specific assignments, this is where you got to do some clicking. Next to each assignment, there is a blue icon that's a little drop down, and if you click on that, it's going to show you what the score is for that assignment. So you can see this assignment that is a World War II assignment had a score of 4 out of 4. This one has a score of 3 out of 4, and it will tell you what your score is for each particular skill that the teacher is looking for on that assignment. Now you can see that if the assignment wasn't turned in, there's no grade there because that's missing. So it says the grade is an M for missing. Now on PowerSchool, you can see your normal letter grade when that is posted, but all the time you should be able to see the updated version of your standards grade. On your main page, if you click over to the standards grades tab, I'll move myself over here. If you click over to the standards grades tab, you're going to get a breakdown of your overall grade in each class. So the standards grades show your learning in each particular skill that your teacher is looking for. You'll see that in this example, there's a grade under vocal music for music theory, music literacy, vocals, and performance. So each of those things are separate skills that the teacher's looking for on assignments. Whenever you do assignments, those grades are combined to give you a grade for just that one particular skill. The standards grades, the grades that are for each skill, are important because your teacher uses your standards grades put together to create your letter grade. They'll make that a lot more clear when they work with you on grades in their classes. Now, missing assignments. If you have any missing assignments, again, I don't think you will, but They will show up on this missing assignments report over on the left side here. And it will show you the name of the course, the date the assignment was due, what the assignment is, and who the teacher is. Just know that there are tabs up at the top here. So S1 means semester 1, S2 means semester 2, and then if you have trimester classes, those will also be labeled for you. Now we're gonna move on to Schoology. Schoology is my personal favorite because that's where you're gonna get all the information from your teachers. It's where you're gonna turn in your assignments. It's good stuff. To get to Schoology, you're gonna start in a similar way to how we did PowerSchool by going to your school's website and then clicking on Schoology login this time. You're gonna bookmark this page the same way you did before with the little gray star that's up in the top right of your Google Chrome window. On Schoology, you have a section, a little drop-down called Groups. Teachers and coaches are going to make groups and put you in those to get information to you that will be important for any particular group or activity that you're in. But you're also all part of grade level groups where you'll see updates each day like daily announcements and any other school-wide information that you might need. Some of that information might be specifically for students who are going to school in person, but some of it might be for students who are online as well, and that would be important for you. You'll also have a drop-down on Schoology that's called Courses. Each of your courses has a Schoology page, and you're going to use that every single day. Your teacher will post on Schoology and will also collect assignments and any other materials that you're using in class. If you click the courses drop-down, you're going to see a list of all your courses. And here's an example of what one of your courses might look like. This is one of my courses from last semester, so that's why there's so much stuff in it. Your courses won't have that much stuff in them until your teacher has kind of posted some things and you've done a few units. You will notice there's a Start Here folder. That's where you're going to see all the main information about your class that your teacher is probably walking you through as well, but you can always go back and find those resources again if you ever have questions. After that, you're going to see that there's a folder for each unit or each week to really help you stay organized. When your teacher posts an assignment on Schoology, you're going to submit the assignment right there on Schoology. That's how you're going to turn in your work. So on this assignment, which is practice assignment, you would start by clicking the Submit Assignment button once you have completed it. There are a few different ways that you can submit your assignment. When you click on Submit Assignment, this little window comes up where you can upload, create, or pull an assignment from your resources. Upload means you're uploading a file, so like a photo or a voice recording that you made for your teacher, you can upload there. In the Create tab, it's kind of like just a space to type in an answer, so it's a lot like a Google Doc, but not quite as fancy. And the Resources tab is going to allow you to turn in an assignment directly from your Google Drive. That's probably the tab that you're going to use the most because you're doing a lot of your assignments in your Google Drive. When you click on that Resources tab, it's going to look like this. Along the side, you're going to see a button called Apps. That's going to allow you to select your Google Drive, and then you can select any sort of document, slideshow, whatever, any file from your Google Drive to turn in. Once you select that file, you're just going to click Import and Import File. Your teachers are also going to use the Schoology calendar to let you know when assignments are due. There's one person who's responsible for due dates, and that's you. So you're going to want to make sure that you're checking the calendar. I've gone back to my home page on Schoology here, and you see that I've got a section that's circled called Upcoming. That's going to show me what is coming up next in terms of my Schoology calendar, what I have due the soonest, but I can also click on that link that's just called Calendar to see a bigger view of my personal calendar. The last thing that I would suggest you do is set up your Google Drive. I'm going to go through this kind of quickly, but you can always pause the video and then go at your own pace. You're going to start by going to your Google Drive and bookmarking that, again with the little star icon. Then you're going to create a folder called Elementary to store all the old stuff that you want to keep. You can delete all the old stuff that you don't want. Then you're going to create a folder called 7th grade so your screen looks like mine. Inside your 7th grade folder, you're going to have a folder called First Semester and a folder called Second Semester. Inside that First Semester folder, you're going to create a folder for each of your classes, but we don't need to worry about Second Semester right now. To create folders, you're going to click on the New button that's circled in red and then give it a name that will help you stay organized. If you have any questions about these resources, please reach out to either the Family and Student Support Line or contact the teacher librarian at your school. We're always happy to help you. Thanks for watching and good luck with the school year.